Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm sure you've guessed it by now, but this is a Let's Play of Spyro the Dragon. Let's Play is something I thought I probably wouldn't end up doing on the channel, but to be honest, it's also something that at the same time I kind of wanted to try, so I was thinking what better game to try out a Let's Play on than Spyro. Seems the most relevant to my channel. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna get right into this. I don't know that I'm gonna 100% this or anything like that. Just kind of depend on how well I'm doing and how much time I have for recording. But I figure we'll do a decent playthrough of this. And if this does well, then most likely we would do something with Spyro 2 and 3. Just kind of depends.
For a dragon's age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000?
Poor sheep.
What about this Gnasty Gnorc character? Now I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Gnorc is a simple creature. Simple? He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly.
I'd like that there's just like the most random thing out of all that. Like that's the straw.
Looks like I've got some things to do.
Like, by the way, I'm not sure if anybody actually wants to see all these cutscenes. I imagine most people watching this have probably played through Spyro before and have seen all the cutscenes. And it's not like they're anything super important or impressive. In fact, most of the cutscenes are really just the dragons talking to you. And it's usually random little tidbits of advice that are kind of obvious if you played this game for more than like 2 seconds. Oh my god, I forgot how much I hate Sparks in this game. Because Sparks is nowhere near as useful in this one as he is in the sequels.
Thank you for releasing
And this dragon you can't even skip.
Free 10 dragons in the artisan world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
About
What
Nasty
about
Gnorc.
Nasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
God, I hate the
Find
voice acting
dragons
for
first.
Spyro in this
That's
game.
all I can tell you.
By the way, for anyone wondering what I'm recording this on, it's PSP, so yeah, sorry in advance for that, because the quality is not super great. And you should see the setup I've got for doing all this. It's just wires upon wires running in ways that they probably aren't meant to.
Nasty Gnorc? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Tell me what to do, bitch. Yeah, I was almost tempted to play 2 or 3 first. I was gonna do a Let's Play of Spyro, but I don't know. I figured if I was gonna mess around with this whole idea of a Let's Play, I would just start from the get-go, like, out with 1. Even though it's my least favorite Spyro, and damn it, again, with that jump. Yeah, it's my least favorite Spyro. I don't know that it's most people's favorite. What? So this is what I'm talking about with Sparks. Like, that right there. In 2 and 3, Sparks would have had both of those gems. Sparks didn't even collect them right there for me. I touched both of them, and they collected because Spyro came into contact. Yeah, I regret not playing one of the other ones before this. Fun fact about this game and me, I never completed this game when I was younger. Like, not even just talking like 100%ing. Like, I played this game a multitude of times, but it wasn't until the most recent playthrough that I actually beat Nasty Gnorc. Like, I would always get to him and try to beat him, and I would go through and I would play every other level and try to get all the stuff I could. I could never 100% that, but like, even when I got to like Nasty Gnorc before Like, I've never actually beaten him until my most recent playthrough, when I just got a new PSP and can actually play the games again. So yeah, that was the first time. It was always the stupid bridges or whatever, not bridges, I guess they're like little platforms in the wall, and that was a bad jump. That like move inward into the wall over top of the lava, and you're supposed to be chasing Nasty. Like, that part always messed me up when I was younger. And I'm surprised that I did it immediately and perfectly on my first time around playing it again. I was pretty sure that was not going to go well, and I was going to rage. Because that would be like me to do so. I just wait until later on when I get to like the flight levels, which I will probably put off until the last possible second, because I really despise the flight levels in Spyro. I know a lot of people like them, and that's really all I have to say about them that are nice. I really don't like the flight levels. I have nothing good to say about them. I think it's a neat concept, but Spyro doesn't handle in a way that makes a flight level really good. Like, I don't know, it's a good concept, a good idea, and it does break up the gameplay a bit, but it's like one of those things, like, I put it on like the same level as, like, say, the minigames.
Cool Flash, do that again.
The artisan's boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth, but you are not yet ready, Spyro. First, you must complete one of the other artisan lands.
Yeah, I put it on level with sort of like the minigames, I guess, in 2 and 3. Like, I don't hate all of the minigames in 2 and 3, but there are quite a few where I'm like, this is fucking stupid. Just for like some really annoying shit in the minigames. Which I'm sure anybody that's played these games before, preaching to the choir, you know damn well which ones I mean too. Fucking Bentley and your boxing and looking at you. But yeah, the flight levels are just kind of, I enjoy them more as the games progress. By that I mean not as this individual like game Spyro 1 progresses. I really hate all of the Spyro 1 flight levels, like with a passion. And it's because the flight paths are kind of, they're kind of stupid. They don't make the most sense at times, at least in my opinion. I found that they don't. Whereas in the second and third games, things start to become laid out in more of a way that makes sense, like, to where you actually know where the hell you're supposed to be going. Some people I know think of that as sort of a con for the flight levels. They like the challenge, I guess, of having to figure out the best path, but for me, that's just frustrating as shit. Like, I hate the flight levels to begin with, so I just kind of want to get them done and over with, so not having any knowledge of, like, the direction I should actually be going and what I should be hitting first when playing the flight levels kind of makes me want to scream, but I don't know. And I hope I'm not doing, like, way too much commentary over this. So that's the other thing. This being a Let's Play, I feel like I have to sort of, like, fill up the time with, talking, but I don't want to just be talking, like, 90% of the time. Because, that drives me crazy when I watch other people do Let's Plays, so I probably shouldn't do it myself. I know I'm just here. Yeah, someday I'd like to do a video on, like, the difference between, Spyro, 1, 2, and 3 in terms of, like, controls. Because what was I gonna say? I wonder, do these actually do anything when you like them? I never have known if it was just, like, you just kind of light them and they don't do anything, or I'm assuming they don't do anything, it's just for looks. Kind of a neat little thing, but also kind of completely useless. And I can't think of any other times in this game where you do something like that. Probably because it doesn't really have any effect on anything. They probably put it in to start with, thinking it was a cool feature, and then didn't really go further with it. Anyways, what the hell was I saying before? This is gonna piss me off now because I'm gonna know what I was talking about when I edit this video later on, but I'm not gonna have any idea now, and so my train of thought will just not be continued. Oh, that's frustrating. or I'll get to like the very end of this playthrough and have to ramble on through as I suddenly remember a full-fledged topic that I was trying to discuss. That right there is why I cannot allow myself to be sidetracked when doing things like this, because don't fucking look at me like that. Because I just forget what the hell I'm talking about. Like, just straight up. I won't even recall, like, the slightest bit. Oh. Bullshit. Oh no, there we go. I finally remembered just now. So the controls with Spyro 2 and 3 versus 1, and that was a... Alright, so there's a prime example. Instinctively, I go to hover, and there's not a hover. That's one of the things I always have to get myself, like, readjusted to when playing the first game again, after playing 2 and 3 for a while. It's because stuff like the hover is missing, you jump at a different height, you're charging, it's like this weird, like, sliding, like, wide angle to it when you try to turn. But yeah, so I was thinking about doing a video on that simply because I think the topic had come up on the Spyro subreddit recently. It's come up quite a bit as of late, not just in regards to like what are the differences between all three games, but like in terms of if they were to do a remake of the Spyro trilogy, like they did the Crash Bandicoot trilogy. People want to know, like, are they going to add in like all the moves and everything from, like, you know, the second game into, like, are they going to unify the controls basically like they did Crash, which I don't know. To me, my thing with it, like as far as adding something like hovering to Spyro 1, is the game is not built for it. It doesn't seem like that would really particularly go well, other than to simply make the game easier. Like, if they wanted to, I mean, I guess they're the ones making it, but to me, it just seems like not such a great idea, because you're gonna have to rework quite a bit of stuff, unless you're just gonna leave it with it being easier than the original, which some people may not like. I know I personally wouldn't have any particular issue with Spyro 1 being easier than it is, because it is the hardest of the three. And it's not even necessarily that I find it hard most of the time, it's more that I find it kind of annoying most of the time. And, oh yeah. What? I'm missing Dragon. I swear I had all of them. But, yeah, I'm rambling, I'm like way off topic from what I actually wanted to discuss about the controls. So yeah, some people have discussed it because of, like, them wanting to know about unified controls for, you know,
Big
a
enemies
trilogy
like
remake.
this Gnorc with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Anyways, so yeah. I've seen that, like, the topic come up, and I don't know, it's something I find fascinating, being that I keep wanting to say, like, a game developer, but, I mean, I am developing a game, but I'm, like, not, like, some big-time game dev that just makes me feel like I'm full of, like, myself. But, being that I am, like, developing, you know, a Spyro game, it is interesting for me to look and see, like, all the different control differences in the original three games, like, how they all vary from each other. And there is actually, and this is why I wanted to make the video, finally getting to my point, you know, 2 hours later. The reason I wanted to make the video is because there is there's quite a bit of discrepancy between all the different controls. Like, I've seen a lot of people say, like, oh, they're not very different. And I mean, on the surface, they might not appear so immediately, but like, if you actually mess around with it to the extent that I have because of what I'm doing, you will notice. And also just in general, if you know, pay a lot of attention to this kind of stuff in games, and you're, I won't say pro, but just like you're experienced enough with the game, you start to pick up on things, like you'll just notice things subconsciously. So one of the things for me is in Spyro 1, the controls are at times pretty damn different from the sequels. Like, on the surface, like, if you were to just examine it, like, as your average player, you probably wouldn't notice anything. and I could see why. Because, like, if you just look at it, you have, like, you know, your charge, your jump, flame ability, and all of it, surface level, it just seems to work around the same, but it doesn't actually. Like, there's some noticeable differences.
Nasty Nork has put one of his most devious henchmen in charge of the artisan world.
Bring him on. I think I smell a barbecue.
Be careful, Spyro. This boss has many tricks up his sleeve.
Many tricks that are all the same trick. Anyways, what was I? See, I can't even stop for cutscenes because then I lose my train of thought that easily. It's pretty bad. But like, there's some pretty big differences in all actuality between the Spyro games. It's not just as simple as like, oh, you could hover in the second and third games and you got a head bash 2 and 3. There's some more differences than that. I mean, there's obviously the roll mechanic, which, I mean, fucking useless. I don't know, it's something I kind of like. Like, I'd love for this to actually have a use for, like, Spyro games and be, like, a move that you can do in all of them, but it's just kind of a pointless thing. Like, it's like a really bad dodging mechanic that just doesn't really work as a dodging mechanic. Like, I don't know, there's that. Let's see, I'm losing my train of thought, actually trying to focus now on playing. Imagine that. Me shutting up for a second just to play the game rather than talking over it. But, anyways, with regards to Spyro's mechanics, like, just, if you pay close enough attention, you can notice, like, for starters, this thing that's sort of pissing me off with Sparks, like, in 2 and 3, that gem would have been collected. Like, I'm ready to go. Like, you have to get way, way closer and on, like, the same, like, level of height in this game, like, much more so than you ever did in 2 and 3 to collect gems, which may not seem like a big control difference, but it is something that does make a huge difference in terms of, like, the gameplay overall. It's not directly something controlled by the player, but it does definitely alter how you have to play versus in the second and third game, because gems are not going to collect as far away as they normally would, so you're going to have to go out of your way to collect all of them, whereas in the other games, it's a lot easier to collect. It's not as tedious, I guess, I should say. I hope I just actually got, oh yeah, I did get everything. But yeah, it's not as tedious in the second and third games to collect gems, which is something I very much like, because that's one of my biggest issues with this game, is it really breaks the pace of the game when I have to constantly stop and, like, figure out, like, okay, where's this gem that didn't get collected because Sparks is being a little bitch and just came to me. I've already been to this level. I gotta go this way. And by the way, I have no idea how long I'm actually planning on making these Let's Plays. Like, if I want to do, like, a homeworld video or what. I'm not even sure how long I've been recording so far. Holy shit, 18 minutes. Alright, I need to probably wrap this up a bit then. So yeah, there's just a lot of differences. They may be subtle and not completely obvious, but they're there. And hell, by the end of this, me talking, I probably won't even need to make a video on it because I'll have talked the topic to death and said everything about it I wanted to say. So yeah, the freaking charging, for instance, like, you get a really wide angle, and you can really tell when you're charging in this one because, like, charging forward, you get, like, way more of a side view on your charge. And it's because you're drifting to this freaking side, like you would never do in 2 and 3. And that is something that does play, you know, a big part in the gameplay there. So there are certain things like, and I'm gonna skip these dragons from now on because I don't care what they have to say. I'm pretty sure most of you have played this already and heard them if you wanted to hear them. And if you didn't, then you were smart and didn't waste your time, because I don't really have anything interesting to say. Which, that's one critique I will give this first game, is the story and the NPC interaction is incredibly lacking. But I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't take away hugely from the game. This is still a great game, but it is something. But yeah, so there's a lot of control differences that are kind of just very subtle, but they're noticeable if you know what you're looking for, I suppose, and if you have a lot of experience, like I said, with playing these games. And I swear I just missed a gem. Did I? No, it actually collected it. Holy shit. Good job, Sparks. But yeah, so you've got, like, the lack of a hover mechanic.
When you free a dragon or step on one...
Yeah, blah, blah, go away. So when you go to glide around in this game, like, and part of me almost wants to say it just feels different sometimes because the animations are different, obviously, and his model is a slight bit different. I think they improved it in 2 and 3. But yeah, there's just certain differences. Like, I swear you don't get near as much height from, jumping while you charge in this game. And at the same time, like, you stop from a charge and a glide so much quicker in this game, I feel like, than you do in 2 and 3. Which leads you to not slam face first into walls quite as often. Or stairs, for instance. You can charge up stairs much, much easier than you can in any of the other games. Which I find very, very helpful, because that's one of my most just hated features of Spyro, was the knockback that you get from hitting a wall or something, because I'm impatient when I go up things like stairs, and I will typically hit every single step on the way up, face first, and it's bad, and I am bad, and I should feel bad, but it's just a pet peeve of mine. It's one of the things I actually do prefer about the first game. Although, having said that, of course, like I said, the charge is kind of wonky in that it goes really far to the side when you turn, so it's like, you get one good thing out of that charge difference, and one bad thing. But yeah, and then, of course, in place of a hover mechanic in this game, you have, like, this instant drop feature, which is somewhat useful. Also, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think you can slow glide in this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can't. Oh, wait, no, I'm full of shit. You totally can. I've never done it in this game, though. I think you have to, like, hold on to the backwards, or I guess the down arrow on the D-pad. A lot longer in this game, at least to my knowledge, it appears that way, than you would in, like, say 2 and 3 to do the backwards glide, because 90% of the time I never use that. And I only end up doing it by accident in 2 and 3. The fact that I've never done it by accident in 1, and didn't even know it was a thing until I just tested it, leads me to believe it's a lot more difficult to do. Like, I think they decreased the amount of time that you have to hold it for and have to be gliding for before it actually takes effect. But yeah. This level, I'm gonna be missing gems somewhere, and I'm gonna be running around for ages, because that's what always happens. Why did I do that? Oh, damn it. Okay. Yeah, see, that's what always happens in this level. I end up frantically searching around the freaking hills, trying to find where all the gems went, because there's always like 1 or 2 missing, and it's frustrating, because they're always in, like, sort of like the most obvious place, really. Like, a freaking chest right over here. But then I'll be missing, like, 1, and I'll have to search around through the level for, like, 40 years. And then I'll finally find it right as I'm about to give up, and I'm furious. Pretty sure I haven't been over here. Probably rest of the gems are over here, maybe? Oh, Jesus. I, again, went way off of my discussion topic with the controls. I'm not even going to try to continue that conversation. Not conversation, I'm talking to myself, but you're listening, I think. Maybe you muted this because I won't shut up. I would probably mute this myself because I'm talking way too much. Matter of fact, maybe I'll cut some of this out of the final video. It'll just kind of depend on what is left if I do that, and if it's an incoherent, rambling mess if I cut things out. Which, that's not to say that this isn't already an incoherent, rambling mess, because that's sort of, that's basically what this is right now. Is that all? Yep, that is everything, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I talk way too fucking much in this. I don't know. And I'm trying to think. I think there's only one level left in this homeworld. Well, besides the flight levels, which I think I've mentally decided I'm going to skip all of the flight levels for now, and for the time being, I'm just going to do, like, every normal level in a realm. Or every realm in a homeworld that isn't a flight level. And then I will get around to doing, like, maybe a final video where it's like flight level. And then, of course, with that being like 100% completion, if I do end up going that route, then I'll include Nasty's loot as the final flight level, I guess, because it sort of is like that. Kind of, not really. I don't know. But yeah, I think for now, because of the length of this video, I'm gonna call it a day. I didn't realize I was running on like 26 minutes. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this up hopefully soon in another video. Just gonna depend on whether or not you guys actually want to see more of this, because it's not like this is a new game or anything and nobody's played it yet. I mean, it's probably every single person watching my channel has seen the playthrough of this, or played through it themselves, or both. So, oh, and that's my dog barking, so I'm gonna go ahead and go, but thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.